if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must learn to search like inward. If you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. Oh, if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must learn to search like inward. If you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. Oh, if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you better learn to search like inward. And if you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. Search me, oh God, and know my heart. Yes. Try me, oh Savior, know my thoughts, I pray. See if there be some wicked ways in me. Oh, cleanse me from every sin and set me free. If you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must learn to search like inward. And if you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. Oh, if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must learn to search like inward. If you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. I want to live right. I want to walk right. I want to live right. Live right. Walk right. Walk right. Live right. Talk right. Walk right. Live right. Live right. Tell every man. Walk right. Tell every man. Live right. Live right. Walk right. Walk right. Live right. You want to make it in. Walk right. Live right. Live right. Come on, preacher man. Walk right. Come now, preacher man. Live right. Live right. Walk right. Walk right. Live right. Talk right. Walk right. Do the will of God. Live right. Do the will of God. Walk right. Do the will of God. Live right. Do the will of God. Walk right. Live right, my Lord. Live right. Walk right, my Lord. Walk right. Talk right, my Lord. Live right. Come on, preacher man. Walk right. If you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must learn to search like inward. If you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. And when that thing came on that road, above you, none higher than you, none greater than you. Your word is to be praised and way down. Thank you, Jesus. On thy throne, oh, we bless the Lord. Oh, Lord, I just want to salute you, Jesus. I just want to worship you, Jesus. I just want to give you glory, Jesus. I just want to give you honor, Jesus. And when thou remember me.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 17 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. And we say a special good night to all of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you who have joined us via YouTube, those of you on the Facebook, those of you on the We Noise app, those of you looking at us on We Noise TV, and all of you listening via your neighbor's sound system, raise the volume. We say a glorious Grenadian good night to each and every one of you. It's been a kind of day for me. No. It's a kind of day for me.
Pilgrim through this barren land, Lord, when the day is done.
Yeah, not one of those. Yeah, it's been one of those. Yeah.
Hey, preacher man, do not bother carry, your soul. 'Cause if you preach like Paul and not live the word, you will suffer like diabetes. Hey Christian, no bother carry, do not bother carry your soul. Well, 'cause if you love go to church and not live the life, you will suffer like diabetes. Hey sinner man, do not bother carry, your soul. Well, if you're not going to church and not accept Christ, you.
And just letting you all know, NNP Connect will be moving to St. Andrew this week, and they will be heading over to the Grenville Secondary School, that's St. Andrew Southwest, and indeed it's going to be our good friend Amanda Japal George. She will be hosting this week the NNP Connect, together with the birthday girl tonight. We say a special happy birthday to the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Happy birthday to you. And Marcia Lisa Francis, together with Jelani Glean. So they will be there. And the team will be ably led by political leader of the New National Party, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. And again, that's taking place this Wednesday. And it's, did I say Thursday earlier? I think I did, It's Wednesday at the Grenville Secondary School. Of course, it's starting at 6:30 p.m. So all of you who can make it, we're looking forward to seeing you there. And the others, we know you'll join online because we will be broadcasting it. Yeah, that's why we'll be having no talking points on when nearly have no talking points Thursday too, but we will discuss that one. You all gonna tell me if we have it or we don't have it, you understand? Yeah, you all gonna tell me if we have it or we don't have a laughing buying happy. Yeah, you're gonna tell me if we haven't that particular one. All right, folks, also there is going to be a meet and chill with Mrs. Nolene Thompson, the New National Party candidate for St. David. That's going to be taking place at Seawet, Pomerose, this Saturday, starting... Oh, they made a mistake on that one. Yes, starting from 4 p.m. up until 10 p.m. And they say, come eat local food and mingle. All right, so that's going to be taking place this Saturday at Seawet. Is Seawet, yeah, out there in Pomerose. I know where Seawet is. Somebody had to direct me to that place. I know that place. All you have to... you see, your boy... I live in St. David for over a decade, but I know that particular place. So you got to let me, you got to show me where that place is and them kind of thing. You understand? Yeah. Then the New National Party, remember, save the date, July 11th, the New National Party New York chapter. They're going to be having the 3rd annual Evening of Elegance formal event. You'll be getting some more information on that as the time gets closer. And also, let me see what else is here. Yeah. They have another activity here. The Holy Innocents. Yeah. Holy Innocents Anglican Church. They are having their annual Harvest Festival. That's going to be taking place Sunday coming. So Sunday, the 3rd of May. And it's going to be taking place at the Rectory Grounds in La Digue, St. Andrew. They're going to have DJ Kangaroo. Nassif. Good night, bro. Holy Mass starts at 7:30 a.m. And then you go home, you relax and everything. And you come out for tea from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then there are sales and games and DJ Nassif and all kind of thing with provisions on sale and pastries and food on sale and drinks and dips and all the things that's happening in church fair. Yes, that's going to be taking place this Sunday out there at the Rectory Grounds, La Digue in St. Andrew. Proceeds, of course, in aid of mission and ministry. All right, so that's the Holy Innocents Anglican Church. They're going to be having that particular one. All right, and let me see. No, I ain't seen anything. Yeah. That one is our old one day, and this one is that one is our old one too, man. Yeah, that passed. All right, folks. So let me just remind you all of this particular one as well.
Next level. Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visual, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Yes, indeed, folks. And oh, but the others are not working tonight. Yeah, I'll just sort those out. Yes, folks. And again, as I said, today was not the nicest of days for me. People within my Talking Points family started messaging me this morning and were telling me about the death of a good friend of mine, a good personal friend of mine, not just one of those people. These days you have friends who are Facebook friends. So you have people that you're friends with them via Facebook. But this was a personal, a kind of guy that would have come home by me and lime kind of thing. And that was Mr. Norman Gilbert, who unfortunately died overnight. And Norman was the former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Religious Affairs. And I don't even want to get into the story of what was done to Norman tonight because I might just lose it. So let me just don't get into that tonight. He was a hard youth worker, I would know. Myself and him, I think there's probably no village in Grenada that we did not visit. Going around with the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative prior to the 2008 general election. And Norman was involved in youth ambassadors. You name the youth program, there was some of his fingerprint on it. So whether it was Imani or it was Youth Enterprise or it was ambassadors or it was Youth Parliament, the youth parliamentarians can tell you that he was one of the people that trained them. In a lot of instances, he was the person that did quite a lot of work with many of these youth parliamentarians. No matter if you're in St. Patrick, he was one of the key people behind breaking out the youth parliament from being something that was just in one location every other year or so. And he broke it out into, together with the team. He was one of the people that got to bring it. For instance, we had the youth parliament in St. David. So we had a St. David Youth Parliament with the team there. We had a St. Andrew Youth Parliament, a St. Patrick Youth Parliament, a Carriacou Youth Parliament, a St. George Youth Parliament, St. Mark, St. John. So we had youth parliaments that took place in each of these parishes and so on. And he was a key person behind that. He was key in managing the Imani program at a point in time. He was involved, was a guy that loved his sports. So he loved football. Something that I couldn't talk with him on because I was never in the football with Ian Messi and them thing. And also the present president of the Grenada Cricket Association. And he passed on to the great beyond overnight. And indeed, I would just like to send my condolences to his family, his children, the entire homes, his sisters, the entire family, the people of Chantemel, because he was always a very popular guy in Chantemel. The Gilbert family, all the cousins, the brothers, it's everybody. I just want to send our condolences out to them. The staff over at the Ministry of Education where he was transferred, we also want to send our condolences to them as well to our regional contacts, because in our days back in youth development and also working in youth around the island, myself and Norman and throughout the region as well, we made quite a lot of friends in nearly every CARICOM territory that you can think about, and some non-CARICOM territories as well. So that when, as a youngster, I went to the United Nations, representing Grenada at the United Nations as a youngster, you got there and you met people and they ask you, hey, we're Norman. So how come Grenada come and it's not Norman? You understand? And you have youth that went to the Commonwealth. I was never one of the Commonwealth youth ambassadors, but you have youth that went to the Commonwealth, and when you go there, the different people from the youth ambassadors themselves to some of the people at the upper echelon, the training and so on, would ask you for Norman. You also have the same situation at CARICOM Youth. No matter where it is, there are many young people who are now parliamentarians around the region that he was very good friends with and that knew him from his engagement in youth work. Also in the community in St. Patrick as well, all the work that he did in the community there. And if you just look on social media, you can see the outpouring of love that's going towards Norman. I know several folks who may be listening to this tonight, and I know the tears are there, but believe me, I'll talk when the time comes. Yeah, I think I'll talk on that one more when the time comes. I will say what I have to say in relation to that one. Yeah. Believe me, yeah.
Take it to the Lord. Yeah. Take it to the Lord. In the church, prayer bells are ringing. That church is great.
Also, let me give a reminder that the funeral of Edmund Caliste of Guav St. John, that's going to be taking place this Thursday. Yes, it's going to be taking place this Thursday at the Guav Open Bible Church. Viewing starts from midday, and then tributes at 1 p.m., celebration service at 2 p.m. All right, that's Mr. Edmund Caliste. And again, it's only afterwards I realized I knew that he was a person that listened to this program on a nightly basis. But when we made that call in relation to little Kelani the other day, and we said, hey, this child needs help now. She has to go in to do that procedure over the weekend, and we made that call. Edmund Caliste was one of the people that made sure that he contacted me immediately after the program, and he made sure that he drove down and met the mother and ensured that he gave his contribution to assist so that she could have had the procedure that she needed to have done at that point in time. He made sure that he did what he could do. And that alone should tell you the kind of person that he is. He heard of the plight of that young child the night. And the same night he contacted. And the next morning he made sure. He said, where to go be? To say, I told him the location and so on. And he drove down. And he went and he made sure and he met her. And he gave a donation to assist. Yeah, that's the kind of people that we have listening to this program on a nightly basis. It's not people that are here because they're looking for negativity. It's not people that are here because they want to cuss somebody or that kind of thing. It is people that are here because we want to help people and we want to see the best for Grenada. And Mr. Edmund Caliste is a perfect example of that. Yeah, another brother that has gone to the great beyond. I still await the information regarding the death of our good partner Ramdeen. So I know his children listen to the program. Make sure and contact me and let me know what are the arrangements for his funeral as well. Huh? Yeah, nice. Yeah. You know, I really wasn't going to it tonight, yeah. Remember, folks, this week, it is going to be May Day. It's taking place this week. And I realized that the NDC administration, they have a lot of people there on social media just attacking the leadership of the Public Workers Union and trying to force them into the position that they want them in. and you recognize that because they are seriously worried about some of the messages that will be coming from the Mayday platform, that they have made sure to stick the face of the Minister of Labor everywhere they could. So every single program they could find to stick the face of the Minister of Labor, they put at it. Go and talk about labor. Press conference, meet minister, all sort of thing. Yeah, the Minister of Labor. Go and talk about labor. Go and boast. We do this and we do that and we do the other. Go and boast. We do all kind of thing for workers. Meanwhile, they're trying to shield from some of the messages from the Public Workers Union. The Public Workers Union have made their statement clear that due to the inflation that's taking place, I mean, look what's going on with the gas prices, much less. And they say, look at the inflation that's taking place in Grenada. And with that inflation that's taking place in Grenada, and you can see it from the figures of the government themselves, with all of that that's taking place, they're saying that, hey, you have to relook what increases that you're giving over the period of the next 3 years. We're not willing to accept what you gave to the other unions. We believe that inflation is going to erase that. And I'm just paraphrasing what they're saying here. That the inflationary rate in Grenada, in other words, the rise in the cost of living, the cost of living crisis that we are going through in Grenada, in their belief, is going to erase what the government is offering right now. And as such, they are negotiating with the government to increase the amount that they're giving. The government is telling them, no, we cannot increase it further than that. So there's that back and forth between, they go work it out, but that is the back and forth in a basic sense between both of them. There's also the other issue of what the government is claiming is regularization, which is just giving people another contract. So they're regularizing some people. And from the words of the union itself, and again I'm paraphrasing here, it seems to be selective regularization. So you all understand what I mean by selective regularization. So it seems as though if you are good friends with Minister A or B, or you are a family member of Minister A or B, or you happen to be an open, outright, downright supporter of the National Democratic Congress, you will get regularized in the true sense, which is that your name will be sent through the Public Service Commission. You will receive your letter of appointment and so on, with all of the benefits that come with that, being appointed through the Public Service Commission. Yeah? So that is one. The next thing you're hearing from them is that these letters that are being given to some people, that some people have been told bring in your information for and so on, and then these people, some of whom, if you were truly regularizing them, would benefit from the 1958 pension, these people instead may only be able, and I'm saying may here because there's some technicalities there, may only be able to benefit from the new pension scheme that the government has put in, the contributory pension that this government has put in place, that these people will only be able to benefit from that one. And they won't be able to benefit from the 1958 pension if you take the years of service into consideration and pass them through the public service and amend it, that they would be able to achieve that. No, they didn't give them that. They give them the next one. So the Public Workers Union is saying, no, you have to be fair across the board and stop telling people, and that's what they're saying, stop telling people basically that you are regularizing them when in truth and in fact you are not regularizing these people. You're only saying you regularize, but you have not regularized these people. The promise was regularization, whether you're Imani trainee, whatever. It had nothing about you getting no cabinet secretary letter. It was by the stroke of a pen. They were supposed to regularize everybody. It wasn't supposed to take just before you go to elections to do that. It was supposed to be a situation where that was done immediately after election, within a year of taking office. And they have said that. That is what they promised to the Grenadian people and to the Grenadian workers. And they have gone back on their promise. I mean, look at what one of the gas stations put up. Look, if you're talking about cost of living, look at one of the gas stations have put up. Attention customers, please be advised of the new fuel prices. Gas and diesel $17 a gallon. That means that you will only be receiving just over 1 gallon if you only put $20 in your vehicle. As many fellas does do, they say, boy, I'm struggling. Let me just put that 20 and it go take me, we could take me. Please note that your tank meter needle most likely will not move. Please pay attention to the pump reading as you are being fueled for confirmation of receipt of fuel, because some fellas cussing. Because before you go and you put that 20, you know the needle would have move a little something. It have move a little something. Yeah? But you know you're in Tempe and you just want to get on grand hands. So you go and you put that 20. You say, when I reach down there, I'll get some money and I'll put the rest of stuff. When I get to a teller machine or I go in tongue, I'll get to a teller machine and I'll do the rest. But they were getting into confusion. It seems to them to put up this notice. We could assume, and I don't mind assuming in this instance, that there were people that were complaining, hey, I put money there and my needle don't move. Not understanding that $17 per gallon, yeah, it gives you just a little over a gallon if you put $20. So your needle ain't moving with that. And the people poor the workers they maybe getting cussed. But that is the situation when it comes to that. Yeah, that is the situation. Okay, and I just got a message here. Ramdeen's funeral is on Wednesday. Oh boy, 29th April at the cathedral. I'm knowing this one late, boy. And oh boy. I'll see how I could do this one. Yeah. You all know I don't like funerals. I generally do not go funerals. Let me just make that clear. Yeah, I would send folks, but I generally do not go funerals. But these days, I ended up having to go some of them. All right, so Ramdeen's funeral is the Wednesday coming. All right, yes. All right, so yes, folks. So that is the situation. So the Public Workers Union is saying that, hey, this is what we're facing. Our workers are the ones that are going to the supermarkets, and if they go to the car and then they remember, hey, I forget the tin of milk, and the tin of milk, just using a figure here, was for the large one $14.26, that by the time they reach to the car and they go back, the price of the milk might be $15.50. They know what they're going through. They know when they made their groceries last month that $300 carry them to a certain place, or $700 carry them to a certain place with groceries. And that after they spend that $700 and it got them that amount of groceries, the following month they take $700 and go and realize that they had to dip back in the bag again because the same groceries costing more. And up to this point in time, our government has done absolutely nothing to lower the cost of living in Grenada. We are facing and already into a cost of living crisis in this country. It is a cost of living crisis. And we have to hold our heads and pray to the Almighty for the Grenleg bills that will be coming soon. Because remember, the fuel cost component of those bills is going to be going up significantly. There's nothing they could do about that. The fuel cost is the fuel cost. It's based on the world price. But that doesn't mean that the entire bill is based on that, because you have the non-fuel component, in other words, government taxes, that they can address. They could cut it by a quarter, they could cut it by a half, they could remove some of them totally. Just for a period of time. In, where was it? The Bahamas or Bermuda, one of those countries. I played it for you last week. Where the premier of that country for 3 months, because he's looking to see what's going on. So he didn't make a permanent move. He says, so we have to protect our people. So for 3 months, this is what we're going to do. We are going to remove these taxes. We're going to lower the cost of these import duties. We're going to cut those import duties, etc., So it's going to lower the cost of these items to the average citizen. Our country has done nothing. Antigua, even in the midst of an election, they have done something. St. Lucia, they have done something. St. Kitts, they have done something. Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, nearly every country that have leaders with sense have done something. Here in Grenada, while you and I and the same workers who go in and jump up on May Day, those workers all are facing a cost of living crisis, and this government has done nothing to help them. Instead, they try to gaslight you and me like if we have no sense, like if our parents wasted the money that they sent us to school with. They're trying to gaslight us into believing that gas at $17 is better than gas at $15. Who do they think is stupid in this place? Who do they think is stupid that they can gaslight us into believing that gasoline at $15 a gallon is more expensive than gasoline at $17 a gallon? And you have some people who lack any intellectual capability. It's better that they take the bus money to go to school with and eat it at the side, just go and buy tamarind ball at the side of the road and thing and do bother to go in the classroom. Because if they that dunce, that they could come and make a statement that $17 a gallon is better than $15 a gallon, something mentally wrong with them. Or they're in some kind of spiritual web. Something definitely had to be wrong with these people. And the thing is, they're openly saying this thing on the World Wide Web where everybody could see that something had to be wrong with this person. They're mental. Any school child could tell you that. Any little child in preschool could tell you that. But big hardback man and woman sweating themselves in the hot sun on social media trying to tell you that $17 a gallon is better than $15 a gallon. Oh, well, it's stupid so. Because you had to be stupid to feel that we're stupid enough to believe you. Oh, well, it's stupid so. And we're supposed to just sit down and say nothing. Yeah, we're supposed to sit down and say nothing. When you all were removing when you all were removing the cap, you all were told not to remove it. You all were told not to remove it. It was a protection measure for the Grenadian people. You all decided that you're removing it. And then you all sold a story to some feeble-minded individuals out there that what was taking place was that NNP was charging you $15 across the board, so that it wasn't a cap. They didn't understand what a cap was. So they sold it to the feeble-minded out there that, hey, when NNP say $15, if the gas price is really $7, they're charging you $15. Nonsense. And all the gas rates from that period of time are there to show you that when it was less than $15, you get it for less than $15. So there's actually physical evidence online that you can go back to, and it can show you what the gas price really was at that point in time. That when it was lower than 15, you get it lower than 15. Because from the moment somebody tries to argue that, I just don't bother to read anything else they have to say, because that individual is lacking brain cells. I don't know if they get dropped on the head as a child or some kind of thing, but they can't be right mentally. My goodness. You have these people trying to defend this sort of stupidity. So May Day is coming up and the government is on a drive. Because remember, this government is not about action. Yeah, they're about optics. They are not about action. So they are crying in the workers' head, but we give all you everything you want, we give all you everything you want. After, for 4 years, this administration has been trying to destroy the Public Workers Union. They have been trying to destroy the Technical and Allied Workers Union. They are anti-union. They try to sell themselves as some sort of pro-worker, anti-union administration. That's what they try to sell themselves as. But workers and the union must understand that the only protection between any administration and the worker is the union that represents them, that can mobilize, energize, and organize for whatever issue it is that they deem fit at that point in time. During the period of the NNP, the unions used to mobilize and energize and organize, isn't it? They used to come out if they believe on something, they would come out and they would talk on it and they would deal with it and they would march with it and they would make the noise in relation to it. And then you hit on the negotiation table and at the end of the day, you come up with something that both sides could work with. But this government came in and decided, hey, we don't want to have to end up like the New National Party and have to deal with any unions. So let's kill off the unions. And I've been saying to the union since 2022, this is an anti-union government. But you know what happened? For nearly 3 years after the NNP left office, the placards in Mayday was still attacking NNP like if NNP was in office because political activists of the NDC took over the front line. They were the ones that coming out to the placard attacking. Dr. Mitchell was not the Prime Minister, not the leader of His Majesty's opposition, nothing. Just the Member of Parliament, former Prime Minister, former best leader ever in the case of Grenada, and best regionally. That's all he was at that point in time. But you had people still come onto the placard to attack him and the NNP like if NNP was in office. Sometimes you watch a media and you're watching the media and you're wondering, wait now. What? That is from back in 2018 or something. That can't be now. Because the messages that you saw coming out there, you're wondering, well, wait, no, it can't be because it's the NDC that in office. And again, that is what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to sell themselves as the best government ever for workers. And because they're the best government ever for workers, in their view, that workers should attack the last government. Attack NNP. Attack NNP. We know, I mean, you could see from how some of them talk, some of the leaders of some unions, you can't tell which political party they support, and that's their right. You know the link between the Grenada Manual and Mental Intellectual Workers Union and the Grenada United Labour Party. So, I mean, political parties and unions in Jamaica, the unions there and the political parties have their arrangements from ever since. In Trinidad, the Canefield Workers Union and all of these different, Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, the Oilfield Workers Union, all these things in Trinidad, they have the connection in Guyana. All over, unions have the connection to the politics. But don't try to come off as though you don't have a political side. Because the nation is seeing it. So that when it's NNP, it's okay to take the streets. But when it's NDC, no, we ain't taking streets. So the people are wise. The people are not stupid. The people are seeing the hypocrisy. Because for way less, we have had people taking to the streets here in Grenada for way less than what is being done to the union now. So they have gotten into the kiss of death, the French kiss of death, with the NDC administration. And now, they're trying to make the poison circulate through the union body and kill off the union. If all they want to stay there and take it as union, that is all your business. Because the NDC going out of office and it's only one term they're spending. So if they destroy all you, who is going to stand in the breach for the workers? When the New National Party returns to office, I mean, we like to have people to discuss things with on behalf of the workers. We want that to take that approach and go straight to the workers. Yeah, we helping all you, you know. We working with all you. But this group looking to kill all you off. Yeah? But that is all you like. That is all you in the French kiss of death with some. Some all you. I ain't gonna say all. Some all you in the French kiss of death with them. Yeah? While the cost of living crisis keeps eating away the income of the same workers that you represent. And your government finds time to go to fishing tournament in rural parts of Nigeria. We're down to the people in the rural parts of Nigeria asking, what you come here for? What you really doing here? They are all asking what them doing there. They come back. What benefit has that been to the workers in Grenada? What benefit has that been to anybody in the state of Grenada? That trip. If it was Dr. Mitchell and he come back, man, you would hear agriculture. We getting help in agriculture. We getting help with education. We getting help with this. We getting help with that. You would have been hearing that there was some tangible benefits to the people of Grenada, not just photo opportunities for our Prime Minister. And for him to be able to say, I put on my African garb and I went on lime in fishing tournament. At a point in time that the average worker in Grenada, any increase that they received over the last 4 years is being significantly eroded by the cost of living crisis. And things ain't getting better on that front. Things ain't getting better there. They're only getting worse. Definitely ain't getting better there. Yeah? So folks, as we get close to the 9 o'clock hour, I want to get into the other area. So I was, as usual, you all know, I'm an individual that makes sure that I go through the government gazette. And I was going through the government gazette and I recognized the following, yeah? I recognize, you move from there. Right, yeah, I recognize the following. Yeah? Notice of appointment to the National Lotteries Authority. So, you have appointed to the National Lotteries Authority Cabinet at its meeting of 2nd of March. So, since the 2nd of March, that was the 24th, what this one was, the 24th of April? What's the date on this one? Yes, the 24th of April is when they finally publishing it. But since the 2nd of March, they have approved the appointment of Mrs. Gail Purcell as the chair of the National Lotteries Authority following the resignation of the former chair for the remainder of the term. And the remainder of the term is just until later this year. Yeah? As well as Cabinet at its meeting on the 7th of April approved the appointment of Mrs. Afi Venter de Vega as Deputy Chairperson of the Board of Directors of the National Lotteries Authority as a replacement for Mrs. Gail Purcell for the remainder of the term. Because Gail Purcell was the Deputy Chair. And since she has now been elevated to the Chairperson of the National Lotteries Authority, they had to elevate. And I think Mrs. Afi Venter de Vega was the legal person on the board before. And she has now been elevated to the Deputy Chair. Yeah, and you see when they sent out this, the 21st of April, so last week. Since the 7th of April, Cabinet approved that, you know. But they sent it out, the ministry sent it out last week, the 21st of April. This one is since the 2nd of March. The same thing, 21st of April is when they finally decide to go in and gazette those things. And remember, the chairman of the board was another individual, and that individual, from what we you know what, let me go back a bit here. Let me see what the Lotto board looked like in 2022. The first Lotto board that they put in place after coming into office. Let's see what that Lotto board looked like there, man. Come. Don't do me that bad. Let me find that Lotto board there. Yeah, 2022. Let me see what the Lotto board did look like there. The appointments to the Lotto board. And I'm such a, I think that is it about here, so. Yeah, man. That is the Lotto board in 2022. Yeah, that's the appointment of the Lotto board back there in 2022. So let me see who they. Mr. William Baptiste, chairman. That the man who resigned. That the man who Auntie Jenny say involved in all kind of hanky-panky, wanky-tanky. Yeah? Yeah. So that Mr. Hanky-panky, wanky-tanky. Mr. William Baptiste. Miss Gail Purcell as the deputy chairperson who has now become the chairperson. Mrs. Afi Venter de Vega, she's the legal counsel, director legal counsel. You have Mr. Sylvester Quales as director and Mr. Karim Richards as director. And my goodness, it was signed by Norman Gilbert as the acting permanent secretary. That Ron Redhead and them fire him from. Ron Redhead, Deacon Mitchell and their NDC cabinet. And I want to say it for Shantimel people to hear. Ron Redhead and Deacon Mitchell and the NDC cabinet removed Mr. Norman Gilbert as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport and demoted him to a desk down in the Ministry of Education. But anyway, that's for another time. Let me do get into that tonight. So these were the people, they were appointed for 1 year, so that appointment was supposed to take effect only until the year 2023, and they were appointed as of the 18th of July 2022. That's one of the first boards that they put in place, you know. Yeah, man, they run after the money early. So one of the very first board that they put together with Grenlec, and I think Grenlec is over there. Yeah, Grenlec board, that there for 3 years. Benedict Braffett, Rodney George, Hugh Thomas, James Pitt, Lazarus Antoine. Them, yeah. That is the other people over here. Miss Andrea St. Bernard. You understand? Yeah. And then Mr. Dorset Cromwell, Winifred Duncan, Sean, Linda. Right. So one of the first boards they put together next to Grenlec is National Lottery Authority. They had their reasons. And this appointment was supposed to last for 1 year. But come 2023, and I checked every government gazette in the year 2023, and there was no reappointment of a board in the year 2023. But for the year 2024, we do see that there was the appointment of a board of directors once again of the National Lottery Authority cabinet at its meeting 16th of September 2024. So over a year late, a whole year late, they appointed again Mr. William Batiste, and they were already talking at that time: Gail Purcell, Mrs. Afi Venter de Vega, Sylvester Quales, Karim Richards, George Filbert, and Mr. Cecil Greenwich. They expanded. So they added more people to the board by that point in time. And they realized by that time, another person who get demoted. Kim Frederick. That's another person that get demoted there. She was the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Sports and thing. Now she get demoted to where, but I think she knows agriculture or something. I think she did anyway. Yeah. So that is what took place with them there. And they appointed them for a period of 2 years, with effect from the 1st of November 2024. So as it is right now, the new appointments to the board, well, basically changing portfolio on the board. Those two individuals will be serving in that capacity up until the 1st of November 2024. Unless elections come before, in which case they better send in the resignation because their services will no longer be required. Yeah? Now saying that that's what will happen. Elections come, all board members supposed to resign. I was a member of the friend boards. As soon as election done, I send in my resignation. Board position is not mine. It's for the minister to make their choices and their deliberate decision. That is their thing to make. Yeah? So I resign as soon as election done. The first working day, they had the email on them. Yeah? They still come and send an email to me afterwards and tell me, your services on the board are no longer required. I say, no. A couple of weeks ago, I sent you all a note already. So I don't know what you're calling me and messaging me for. Yeah? Because they thought they could have embarrassed somebody. You can't embarrass me. I said, no, I have to send long. Yeah? The day after, it was there on the email already. Yeah, so this is what is taking place with the Grenada National Lottery Authority. At this point in time, remember, there is already an investigation that has been requested through the Parliament, the Public Accounts Committee, in relation to the accusations made at the Grenada National Lottery Authority. And remember, the same chairperson there was the deputy chairperson at the point in time that these allegations have been made. So they were there when all of these things that are alleged to have happened at the National Lotteries Authority would have happened. So right now, The situation is that you still have the people who were there when all of the wrongdoing that Mr. William Baptiste and the manager and all these people were accused of, you still have the same group of people that will be there up until the 1st of November. The only person to resign was Mr. Baptiste himself. Does that change the equation of what was going on there in that unholy alliance we were hearing between members of staff and the chair? Yes, unholy alliance. That is what we were hearing. Does that change the equation right now? Because the same person who managing is the same person who managing at the National Lottery Authority. The same people who were there on the board before are the same people there now. We're hearing, because up to now I haven't gotten any sort of confirmation from the Prime Minister or any other person that the Prime Minister asked the man to resign or he go get fired. We heard that story and then we see the man gone. So where there is smoke, there is fire and probably a gas leak. So we know that something happened. Definitely. Because it was all over the streets. They tell the man resign. If you don't resign within 24 hours, you're getting fired. And now we are seeing that since March, the 2nd of March, that cabinet meet, 2nd of March, again, we only have a few days remaining in April. But since the beginning of March, there was the appointment of a new chairperson of the National Lottery Authority. It is just being gazetted. What they're trying to hide so the people will forget about the Lotto thing and not be checking reading the Gazette every week. Or you could bring it early, or you could bring it late. Reading it, and all you have to bring it. Or you have no other choice but to bring it. Or you could hold back whatever information all you want for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. All you still have to bring it. He must come. Yeah? I could only imagine what they're holding for after election. That has to be published in the Gazette. I could only imagine. So folks, that's the situation with the National Lottery Authority. Yeah? So you have the board that has been reappointed. Not the board, but the members that have been reassigned within the board. It confirms that the chairman has resigned, because you can see it there. Let me just highlight that for you. That the chairman has resigned, the resignation of the chairperson. You see it here, the resignation of the former chair for the remainder of the term. So he has resigned. So the information that we're hearing out there, we know what's going on, but I believe what little Simon says on that one. But it's interesting as well. And let me get back to something on this here. It was another interesting thing that I noted, that we still have, as of 2024, as far as we know, Mr. Sylvester Qualis is still on the board of directors of the National Lottery Authority. And remember, it is the same Sylvester Qualis who is also on the board of directors, the chair of the board of directors of the Grenada Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation. The same Mr. Sylvester Qualis. He is on the board of directors of the National Lotteries Authority. I have seen between 2024 and today, I have seen no gazette, extraordinary or ordinary, that says that he has resigned or been replaced as a chairperson on a director, on the board of directors of either body. In fact, only recently, only within during this month, he was here for a meeting. And remember, he's also Consul General somewhere in Canada or wherever. And he was also back here in Grenada. How effectively can he manage being a member of these boards, these very important boards, the gravel and concrete? I mean, that's a very important board. He's the chairperson. So does he fly down every month for meetings? Who is paying for him to fly down, if he has to fly down physically for meetings? Or is he chairing these meetings virtually? Are these meetings taking place in the cloud? So the meetings of the National Lottery Authority the meetings of the gravel and concrete, is Mr. Sylvester Quallis flying back to Grenada for these meetings every month? Or is he attending them virtually? What about him being able to receive and go over documents and speak to workers? How does that take place if he's not physically on island? And his appointment was made by himself. The appointment to both boards were made by the Cabinet of Grenada, and the appointment to the diplomatic position he holds was also made by the government of Grenada. So it leaves us to wonder, how does he attend these meetings? And if he has to fly back to Grenada for these meetings, who is footing the bill? Is the Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation paying for the tickets for him to leave Canada, come to Grenada for these meetings, and then fly back? If so, how much has it cost since he took up that position? The same goes for the National Lottery Authority and for every one of those boards who have members that do not reside in Grenada. Who is footing the bill if they are coming back to Grenada and going, coming and going and coming and going and coming and going? Yeah? We have Miss Andrea St. Bernard. Similarly, she's on the Grenlec board. She's on the Grenada Development Bank board. Project sponsor, this ambassador, that all sort of thing. Does she come back for physical meetings? And if she comes back for physical meetings, when she comes back for those physical meetings, who pays? Because remember, the integrity in public life and integrity, let me say this. The Integrity in Public Life Bill covers people who are on state boards. So the Board of Directors of the Airports Authority, the Board of Directors of the National Lotteries Authority, the Gravel and Concrete, the Grenlec Board, the Nawasa Board of Directors, the Grenada Board of Tourism. All of these people are considered to be persons in public life and are covered by the Integrity in Public Life Act. And within the Integrity in Public Life Act, it speaks specifically to people in public life. And that's it here, part 3 of the Integrity in Public Life Act. It says, incompatible outside interests. A person in public life shall not engage in any activity or transaction or acquire any position or function, whether paid or unpaid. A director on a board is paid. That is incompatible with, that is one thing, or detracts from the proper performance of his or her duties as a public official. So if you are holding the position of honorary consul to Canada, you're telling me, not because we are 133 square miles, not because our population may be under 200,000 people, you're telling me that there's nobody in Grenada that can carry out the role on the board of directors? Or is it that you need gatekeepers for your corruption on those boards? The Integrity in Public Life Act is clear. They may not, let's read it again. A person in public life shall not engage, not may not we hope not, shall not. It is a firm statement. They can't do it. Engage in any activity or transaction or acquire any position or function, whether paid or unpaid, that is incompatible with or detracts from. And you can't tell me that you're playing the role of honorary consul to Canada, and that your role as the chairperson of the Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation or as a director on the National Lottery Authority, two boards that are, as far as we are concerned, rife with corruption, that your position being out there in Canada and carrying out that role does not detract from these two. Or that you being in Grenada and having to carry out the roles as chairperson here and director there does not detract from your position as honorary consul. The Integrity in Public Life Act is clear. And it says where it is not clear to you whether an activity is compatible, he or she should seek advice from the commission. And I would like to know, in the case of both Miss Andrea St. Bernard and I definitely will be writing to the Integrity Commission myself. I would like to know if Miss Andrea St. Bernard or Mr. His Excellency Sylvester Qualis have requested from the Commission clarity on whether the activity is compatible or whether, you understand? Yeah, he or she should seek advice from the Commission in relation to that. We need to know. We need to know. It is very clear. The Integrity in Public Life Act is very clear on that. That is an incompatible outside interest. Now, they may want to argue that Massa Bull, Massa Cow, you're working for government either which way. But one position detracts from the other. You can't do the two. But again, I'm telling you that I believe the main thing is that they need their gatekeepers for the corruption. Because we're hearing all kind of things. So they need their gatekeepers for their corruption. And that is why certain individuals are being on all these boards without thinking that, hey, there's somebody, and I don't mind if you have one person in Grenada that's on 2 boards or 3 boards. I've seen it before. You have people that are multi-talented and they're on 2 and 3 boards. I understand that. But you can't tell me that we have to look outside or have people on 2 boards here and then get them a job outside of Grenada. Something is wrong with that. Yeah? And just in case you're wondering, who are the people who are under the Integrity in Public Life Act or who are answerable to the Integrity in Public Life Act? You have member of the Commission and Secretary to the Commission, members of the House of Representatives, members of the Senate, President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Parliamentary Secretaries, Secretary to Cabinet, Permanent Secretaries, Deputy Permanent Secretaries, Senior Administrative Officers, Chief Budget Officer, Accountant General and Deputy Accountant General, Solicitor General, Clerk of Parliament, Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioner of Police, all police officers, Chief Immigration Officer, Deputy Immigration Officer and all immigration officers, Superintendent of Prison and all prison officers, all customs people, all inland revenue people, Chief Personnel Officer, legal officers employed by the state, yeah, Director of the Financial Intelligence Unit and all employees of the FIU, Director of Public Prosecutions, Director of Audit Magistrates, Labor Commissioner, Deputy Labor Commissioner and all labor officers, Chief Technical Officers of Ministries, members of the Public Service Commission, members of the Public Service Board of Appeal, members of the boards of governing bodies of statutory bodies, so those directors, chief executives and deputy chief executives by whatever name known of statutory bodies, members of the Tenders Board, all public officers including non-established officers receiving a salary in excess of $2,000 per month. Once you're working with the government of Grenada, you're getting over $2,000 a month. You have to file your Integrity in Public Life Declaration. They'll call on you when they're ready for it, but you'll have to file those. Yeah? So you see clearly from the Integrity in Public Life Act that as far as I'm concerned, both Miss Andrea St. Bernard and Mr. Sylvester Qualis are in breach. That is my belief. I believe that there are several other people on different boards, Spice Mass and all these other boards, that are in a similar position. That these individuals, they are in conflict. But that's just me. All right, folks, let me open the phone lines. 44073, I think I missed a call a while ago. 4407377, you can call me there. Yeah, 4407377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, 4407377. And let me see here, you send that on the wrong side, Papa. Yeah, on the wrong side, you send that day. That got to go on to the other end. All right, nice, yeah. Wrong number, you send that message on. Right, yeah. So 4407377, you have to call us on the WhatsApp, remember? And you can also call us on 421-727. Yeah, and I think I have a caller online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Camille Teresa Scott, how are you doing?
Well, I just lie down and listening you from the time you come on, you know.
Yes.
You want my sympathy go out for the guy that died, the guy that the original from Chantimel, you know.
Yeah.
The parents. But they don't live in that thing, they live in either in back, back
No,
there somewhere.
no. In Norman's case, I know Norman live in Shantimel. Up to
Yes,
I know him in
yes,
Shantimel. Yeah.
of they ready from.
I don't think he moved.
Well,
I know him in Shantimel. Yeah.
yes, of they from. Yes. But children, they stress out that child stress out. Yeah. Because they keep moving him and moving him. You see what they're doing to people? You see what they're doing to people? And a lot of people not speaking. They carrying that pain. And they're worrying. Because they don't know. Yeah. They don't know what, when they're going to work, where they go tell them they go move them again. It's like a yo-yo, they have a lot of people, and people afraid to speak. And people carrying whatever stress in the workplace, home, whatever. That's why young people so dying. Yes.
Well, I ain't even
They
getting.
dying.
I ain't even getting into that aspect. I ain't even getting into that aspect of it because
Sheldon, Grenadian,
no. I want to be very careful here. I don't know what took place. So
I'm just telling you,
but yeah.
look at what they do to me. $68. There are a lot of wicked people in this country, Sheldon.
Tell them how much you end up paying to put back the water can.
$68. And you tell when I go and pay me water bill, I go with more money and I leave it. I tell them leave it and put it on the bill. And when I go to pay, I have to pay $420 to get back my water. Look at the bill. There is people in this country, if they know you're not supporting the party that reigning now, they putting pressure on you. Somehow to build your pressure, you fall along and then you got attack. You're telling me a lot of people is complaining with the water bill, the light bill, and a lot of things. And they're not prepared to speak. A lot of people walking with a lot of grievance.
And that's the thing, Tammy, they're afraid to speak out because they know there's more pressure they get in.
But why a lot of people falling on dead? Why they don't killing me now? I burn my belly from one to the next, from the water to the light. When you go to the light bill in the to pay your light, over $300. Tell me what you're burning in your house as a poor person to be paying $300 and how much dollars, and they still telling you they have the other bill. They say no, the other bill. These people taking advantage of the poor people in this country. These people taking advantage, and they have people that they had a belly to say the government doing good because they had a backyard and they getting away with a lot of things. The minister giving them money, they paying their bill. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But the poor class people in Grenada like me, that going through a hard time, and they're targeting people they know that not supporting them. Children are there on the ground. Even NDC people balling. NDC supporters balling out. Children, a lot of people is crying out. They pray to call $100 station to say, look what that's going on. They didn't pray to call the station, they pray to call Shaggy. But when they come on the terminal, or you meet them in the supermarket, they have to make some comment, oh God, all that money for a packet of butter, all that money for a tin of milk. They pray to call and say, Mr. Scott, I think that amount of money for a tin of milk. You know how much for a tin of, if you know how much for a tin of the, what do you call the milk again? Dutch lady.
Oh, Dutch lady?
They pray to speak the fear of men. Some men that they meet you walking in the service and they pray to speak. I don't pray. All you could do me what all you want. I prayed.
And Gami, some of them tell me
Yes, sir.
straight when they meet you, they say, boy, people leapfrogging me. They say, I'm working in the service how much years? And somebody else come with less qualification than me. And they regularize that person through the Public Service Commission and they're telling me they're giving me cabinet letter.
So you know what you mean? Watch. See what those are in authority do, you know? They want to fix all bridge, you know. They want to make everybody prominent. But get Grenadian something wrong with all you. Are you deaf? Are you blind? They want to do everything now because election could call anytime. Go and play stupid and put them there. You will see what happen to all you.
They
Go
have
and
to
put them
go.
there.
They
And you go
have
see
to.
what happen to all you. They trying to do all kind of thing. They have a set of young people every day taking bus coming down to train. All these years past, they didn't bring them down to train. Red stupid Grenadians. All you go eat the bread the devil need. I don't all already. They don't stretch me to kill me. But God will take me in the right time. I am not supporting these people. And I know all you listening. Mr. Prime Minister, I know you listening. I know Miss Claudia Joseph you listening. I know some of the other supporters that the Pastor Green and I said, I know how you listening. But I don't care. You can't do nothing to me. Nothing to me. Because before you been there, I've been eating, I've been drinking. I've been struggling to pay my bills. And I will continue struggling to pay my bills. And I don't want no sympathy from Grenadians. Because when they help you, they value you ungrateful. Oh, God, they're ungrateful. You see they gone on the other side. You don't know who they for. When they reach, I know who are going to give me X. Because that is my democratic right. That is my right to give who I have to give. And let me tell you something. We as poor people in this country supporting a lot of years over the years. And I don't want to help criminals. And I don't have I try. No, I didn't say let me try and help her to visit one as she trying a scholarship. And you could fool people with $100. Nobody will pulling me. I am not a yo-yo. I am not a yo-yo. A yo-yo you stringing it here and you stringing it there. Nobody telling me to vote for. I cannot tell all them man and them woman in the government who man to love to make go with. I can't tell all them man who woman are you go with. I want to control me, a big woman, 68 years. 11 grandchildren. I don't want to control my life to tell me what to do in Grenada. I could tell all you woman to go and make child with. I too bold. I can't wait. Let Mr. Dick Mitchell as the Prime Minister ring that bell. I can't wait to deal with all you in this country. I don't begging all you for nothing. If I can't pay me light bill and lighting me lamp, I buy me bottle of kerosene. If I can't buy gas, I'm eating a coals. Back to basics. Dr. Mitchell, good night where you is, sir. And Miss Yolan Ben Houseford, good night. Patty and Matthew, good night in Canada. I also want to send greetings, birthday greetings to my son in England, because I know you're listening, your mother. Although you wanting me, mommy. And they can't do me nothing, son. Anything you see do to me, or you come back and find them if they do anything to me in Grenada. And I will never rest. I don't pray them. I'm speaking out. I don't pray none of you in Grenada. Anytime you want all you boot on the terminal, you have to give me a written notice. And I give you all you please. That didn't bother me. Yeah? Good night, Grenada. Good night to all my friends who is listening to me. Keep the faith and keep praying for your country. Pray to God, not man. Give God all the praise. Thank God for life. Have a blessed night, Mr. Scott.
Thank you so very
And
much,
take it
Gabby.
easy.
All right,
Yes.
thank you. You have a blessed one.
You're welcome.
All right, indeed. Yes, indeed, folks. Can't meet Larissa Scott. Man, a lot of people going through it. A lot of people going through it. And I know a lot of people. I mean, I remember I stand up in town, and a good friend of mine I've known for many, many years, working in a particular position in government, they were passing by. And they saw me, so they stood up and we were talking. While we were talking, a ministry van passed, and certain people saw them speaking to me. By the time the individual got back to the ministry, they delete them from every single office chat, all ministry chat, program chat, everything. They take them off of everything. Yeah, and they start to treat them strange. Yeah, they shoo-shooing in corner and they having the meeting and they don't inviting them to come to the meeting. Somebody that has a lot to offer, did all kind of training all over the Caribbean and so on, of benefit to the Grenadian people. And because they see them talking to me, that's why a lot of folks who I'm friends with, even including now deceased Norman, I would meet them and I say, boy, don't stand up and talk long to me. Next thing they see you and they try to do you something. People can tell you that. I just see friends that I have in ministries. People that got into ministries through me over the years. People that I've worked with in different departments. And when I see them, I say, hey, don't stand plug and talk to me. Because it's not that I don't want to talk to them. It is I'm afraid for them. Because I know that they may not be able to take what I could take. So me is one thing. But they might have the children they have to see about different things like that. And to go and lose their job. Because I know the type of people that they're dealing with. They're vindictive. And we all know that this government is a vindictive bunch of people. Because remember, it's not NNP that makes statements like,
putting people, good. So you have to line with each other. Take a drink with each other. Find out where you're living. Find out where she's living. Socialize. Call. Inquire how your daughter or your child doing. We need to know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get, what I will get, what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get. Because sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get. Because sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get. Because we don't know one another enough. So if we are telling the MP or the caretaker, these are our people, and let's go see them or bring the people, then we will know each other better. And I want us to understand that friendship, love, and unity comes from interacting and socializing with one another. If I know your son and your daughter, even if you cuss me, I will think about your son and daughter, so I will hold my tongue. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. If I know your son and your daughter, even if you cuss me, I will think about your son and daughter, so I will hold my tongue. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic. If I know your son and your daughter, even if you cuss me, I will think about your son and daughter, so I will hold my tongue. But when I know your family, you're just another number. You're just another statistic.
and I'm pretty sure out of the over 100,000 of us on the island, he don't know all of us personally. So we are just another number. We are just another statistic. We don't have to guess what is the mindset of the Prime Minister and the NDC. We know everything is for them and them alone. It's for them and them alone. And when you ask them certain questions...
Another question to the Prime Minister.
Sure.
My question to the Prime Minister is, throughout the day and you go to Facebook, there are people who are expressing concern of him going to Barbados. Prime Minister, what would you tell the people who are concerned that you made that trip to the cricket?
I have nothing to say to them. 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 I have nothing to say to them.
Yeah, that's the Prime Minister of our country. We could have our concerns. He ain't care. He had nothing to say to us. He don't care what you think. He has nothing to say to us. Then they believe they could just do anything early to people and get away with it, ain't it? Yeah, you had to do these things early, ain't it?
Administration, they are afraid to take the tough decisions early. But we are not afraid. That is why our Prime Minister said he's going to transform Marketing Board. I understand the Lagoon Road. I understand the Lagoon Road was there to be worked on before, but they had no guts. They had no belly. I heard the Wall Street had to be, idea was being, was there for the Wall Street to be transformed, but they had no guts. They have no belly.
Just remember in 2026, and none of those things that he spoke about, they have been achieved. In fact, only because I spoke about Heroes Park, they run down there and they cut the bush. They may be going and sell saltfish again. They run and cut there now.
And we have guts. And we are going to take the tough decision. Right? And we are going to do it early. And you know why early? Let me tell you why early, right? Because, and we are going to do it early. And you know why early? Let me tell you why early, right? Because some people would not buy into it early. But if you give them chance for them to see it and for the thing to materialize, then we will get buy-in. Right? And we are going to do it early. And you know why early? Let me tell you why early, right? Because some people would not buy into it early. But if you give them chance for them to see it and for the thing to materialize, then we will get buy-in.
So not that it has to be done at the right time for it to be effective, for it to really work, but it has to be done at the right time for the political buy-in by these individuals. So they don't really care if they go in and do a bridge and the bridge is going to actually not help the community. They're going to do it early so that it becomes normal to just have the bridge there. Not that the bridge does anything. So not that it does the right thing or it is at the right time, but that they can try to bamboozle you. You go forget about that. Don't worry, Grenadians only have a 3-day memory. After 3 days, they forget that already. That is the attitude of these individuals who are in office right now. But they also import in a particular mindset. And I want to play something for you all from a program that is not a Grenada program. It's a program that I saw going on in St. Lucia. You all know me and the St. Lucians. Good night, St. Lucia. What are you doing down in Soufrière, boy? All this killing taking place in Soufrière. All you killing people inside the stadium. Who shooting who in Barron's Drive. All you up in Palmis warring with Barron's Drive again. Stop that. Soufriérians, stop that stupidness. Yeah? Nonsense. Learn to live together. But anyway, I want you all to listen to this. This is Mr. is Gadahar Reno? Yes, Reno Gadahar. He is the owner, manager of Reno Construction. So I want you all to listen to him very carefully.
I never felt that I could have gotten to where I wanted to be just staying in St. Lucia. So what I had to do, because the Caribbean is small, what I had to do was to go out to all of the islands. I'm in the construction industry, and what has happened is the construction industry in all our islands is based on the election cycle. So for the first 3 years of every government, there's very little to nothing doing. And the last 2 years is when you get work. So I have moved out, and I have hoped that the election cycle between the islands would have changed. So, when there's no work in one country, you do it in the other one. And this is what I did and moved out.
So Mr. Reno is basically telling us that elections are coming in Grenada. Because he only does work in those countries when, listen to him, not me, I ain't saying it. Mr. Reno telling all you how he does operate?
I'm in the construction industry, and what has happened is the construction industry in all our islands is based on the election cycle. So for the first 3 years of every government, there's very little to nothing doing. And the last 2 years is when you get work. So I have moved out, and I have hoped that the election cycle between the islands would have changed. So, when there's no work in one country, you do it in the other one. And this is what I did and moved out. In doing that, I realized there's still many restrictions. And the restrictions that we have in our region is supervision, management, and our population throughout the region is very small. So there's very, very few things that you can do that will encompass the white population. And I looked at China, but I did that back in 2012. China I saw what I was growing, and I decided to set up an operation in China.
You have an operation in China?
So I have a fair-size operation in China. And then I moved to India. And I have a smaller operation in India, but it's growing.
When you say an operation, you're talking about you employing
I am employing
Chinese?
hundreds of people in China.
Doing what?
I have a factory doing steelworks.
Wow.
So we do crushers, we do screens, we do nails, we do
And is it for the
wheelbarrows.
domestic Chinese market, or are these exported?
It's both of them. So we service both the domestic Chinese market, but we concentrate more on export, because exporting in China, you get a lot more benefits from the government.
So if I mean to ask you, how many people would you roughly say you employ in Asia between India and China?
We have just over 500.
Wow.
Just over. But in the Caribbean region, I have 1,600 and over.
So you all understand what Mr. Reno is speaking about there. The China thing and thing, yeah, that's all well and good. But he was also saying that he basically attaches himself to elections. That's when he does get work. Because that is when some governments want to do road. That is when some governments want to do bridge. That is when some governments want to do drains. That is when they want to get into heavy construction. So that is where he does attach himself. So we see him, I was in Willis recently. I saw him up in Willis. There's a video I know that we saw him recently up in St. John. And let me take this call and then we'll get to that. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Brother Sheldon. Grenada, good night.
How you doing?
Sister Kami, I miss you these few days, girl. How are you? Listen, Brother Sheldon. I don't know, it's really strange. What Kami said, she speak a book, What Sister Kami speak is a book. Now, I can remember when every year, every time election is about to call, NNP in office, work are happening, things are happening in terms of infrastructure, and so forth. And they would always say, you could see election coming, NNP walking because election coming. But Gradians, you're forgetting that when we took office in 2013, Grenada was like, what? How many pieces of items they had to sell to pay salary? Right? They didn't have any money. They were bankrupt. Right? No projects was going on. Right? When Dr. Mitchell, when the NNP came back in office, we had to find money to pay salaries. Yes? Canadian, there are some Grenadians who ball out and said, not me again to vote for NDC. 2013, the campaign in 2018, you hear them again, the same cycle. Right? It was not a situation where there was no money in the treasury. And remember when we came in 2013, we had to pay a backlog of money that was owing to to persons for the service or for whatever they did.
Yeah, there were quite a
you know,
few.
whatever-
There were quite a couple $1 million owed to people over 30 days, over 60 days, over 90 days, and quite a significant amount over 90 days and 120 days. And what we had to do was try to cut down on that amount. You cut down to get to the people who you owe 60 days and then who you owe 30 days and so on. So those who were 90 days and over, you tried to eliminate that as much as possible. Pay out those people as soon as you could.
Yes. And there was a guy, okay, after the Cap Bank collapse and all of that, and remember the initiative of the administration then, Dr. Mitchell, was to pay persons that had a small amount of money that they lost in the bank. And then this particular
Those
guy
with-
who always called it,
Those with $400 and under were asked to come in, and folks did go in and get their money. Anybody with over
Right.
400 had to wait until the end of the full case and everything, and there was
all of that.
right, there was some aspect of it that had to be completed, and when that aspect is completed, if it's not completed yet, when that aspect is completed, then folks would receive the rest of their money. So anybody asking about that, obviously, is either being very dishonest or they did not know that they had been called for people to come and get their money. Because I know many friends who had accounts at Cap Bank and went and get their money.
Yes, I know them too. I know some of them. But there's this guy that always calling a particular radio program, and he's blaming Dr. Mitchell up to today. But I didn't hear him for a little while. I hope he's not sick, and I hope he's not having physical challenges, because we still, even though we differ in ideology and so forth, we don't want to hate anybody. And that is what NDC supporters are not under. Some of them, they're not understanding that we are dealing with the issues, right? We're not dealing with people's personalities and stuff like that. If they expose the personality, okay, well, people would have it, but we don't want to beat up on people because of that. Right now, something I want to really quickly talk about. I listened to a program yesterday with a few of the Caribbean, Grenada, St. Lucia, and one Barry Samuel, right? On the CBI or the MIA, we call it thing. Is that the NIA? IMA, yes. And it was amazing to hear my good friend, Mr. Richard Duncan, defending and propping up this administration for being transparent and all of that. So one of the gentlemen,
I'm glad you raised that, but go ahead.
Yes, one of the gentlemen, I think it was St. Barry, Mr. Samuel, told him to double check on what he just said, and with some program that they had, that they were saying that the finances cannot be accounted for, right? Because just give me a second. Brother. Quick.
1 second and the second gone.
Right. So you have to double check on the statement that he made, and they talk about the escrow account and where some money
hold on, escrow account.
The escrow account. That's right. Yeah, we're in a learning process. Right, and then the contingency fund having $65 million. I'm not too sure if it was US or EC. But my point is, you have all this money playing around with, right? Saving all this money, and the people of this country are still seeing all that trouble. It appears that things are happening, as I said. But for who? For who? Where is this money? Where are these monies going? So I want you to comment on this, because I know the time is almost gone. So I'll just hang up and so on. But I want to remind our people not to be careless. Not to be careless. Carefully listen to these programs. And I believe that we should get some program like even on the TikTok and the Instagram. Because we want to reach out to the broad aspect of the people, the youths and everybody.
Right now, Talking Points is the #1 streamed program on YouTube in Grenada. There's no other program that has the number of views that we have on a weekly basis, nor has the number of viewers consistently on a nightly basis. Like right now, we have close to 1,000 people on YouTube only. And I'm telling you, there's no other program in Grenada right now, even close, that has that constantly on a nightly basis. So we don't blow our horn, we don't pat ourselves on the back and say it much, but we're the #1.
Well, yeah, we need to do that. We need to. Come on. Once beaten, twice shy. We get some cut backside for the third. Excuse me. We have to say what we're doing. Okay, so
no. In this case, since we are speaking about political strategy, there we just have to do. When you go and say what you're doing, you're informing the other side of what you're doing. So we just have to do. All right.
And they like to run with you thing.
That's strategy. So we just doing. Yeah, they're going to clean up Cameron Park. They go and clean it up. They may go and sell saltfish there for the weekend. I feel have saltfish for the weekend. You never know.
But come on, Mayday is Friday, so they might have saltfish sale on Thursday.
Yeah, we never know. We go see what's going on.
All right. Have
Papa.
a good night, bro.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Folks, just remember the man that I showed you a while ago, and let me remind you all what I was showing you all a while ago. Let me remind you all of what I showed you all a while ago. There, we were seeing Mr. Reno. Yeah, so we were seeing Mr. Reno, and you have business all in China, all kind of thing. For them people in Woodford, we go talk about them tomorrow night.
The Caribbean is small. What I had to do was to go out to all of the islands. I'm in the construction industry, and what has happened is the construction industry in all our islands is based on the election cycle. So for the first 3 years of every government, there's very little to nothing doing. And the last 2 years is when you get work. So I have...
And folks, the man in line, the man telling you what he doing in Grenada right now. He telling you what he doing here.
Construction industry. And what has happened is the construction industry in all our islands is based on the election cycle. So for the first 3 years of every government, there's very little to nothing doing. And the last 2 years is when you get work. So I have moved out, and I have hoped that the election cycle between the islands would have changed. So, when there's no work in one country, you do it in the other one. And this is what I did and moved out. In doing that...
Yeah, so he's told you what he did and why he's moved out from St. Lucia with doing them kind of thing and so on. You understand? Yeah, he tell all you exactly what he doing and so on. Nice, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the man that is doing this big job here, Maboya Road. It's turning over to you.
Yeah, Minister been after us for over 2 years now, but because of the paperwork and following protocol, it was kind of difficult, but we're here now, and she's happy to get it moving, and I'm happy to get it done for her. I think the people of this constituency is going to be happy in a very short space of time.
Indeed.
And she would have delivered on a promise I think she made to them.
Right, so this is another example.
Yeah, we want to hear what nonsense you got to talk. Talking as a stupidness. Yeah, so all you realize what going on. The man tell all this straight why he does come into different countries. He tell all the time he does come into different, but I tell it all the check, all the voters list, all kind of thing. I tell it all the organize all himself. The man telling all this straight why he's here. He run up in Willis and he doing road up in Willis, the same road that this government go and do this stupidness with Beston and all kind of thing and cause this stupid thing, all this kind of thing. Pay them people. They think to go and they bring in Renault, now they're rushing to do road up in Willis and so. Yeah? Rushing to do thing here, there and everywhere. But again, the man tell all here is only when elections come in, that's when he does get you look a pull. And you can't blame the man. The man is a businessman. If the man had to make him money, he had to make him money. But he sell out the parry. You understand? The man sell out the parry. Yeah, the man sell out the parry for them, man.
So we are here in Maboya This is the man that is doing this big job here, Mavoya Road. It's turning over to you.
Yeah. Minister been after us for over 2 years now, but because of the paperwork and following protocol, it was kind of difficult. But
not paperwork and protocol, Mr. Reno, because you just say after this, you went in St. Lucia among your own people and you say, is when election coming, people let's get you to come and do things for the last 2 years. So don't come to give us no kind of talk here in Grenada, paperwork and all this nonsense. Stupidness. Don't tell us that. We ain't stupid. And we have you on tape where you say, is when election coming. Nice. Is that I like him, man? I like him, but
2 years now, but because of the paperwork and following protocol, it was kind of difficult. But we're here now, and she's happy to get it moving, and I'm happy to get it done for her.
Following protocol, I mean when election coming, eh? Yeah, we understand you, man. Yeah, brother, yeah.
I think the people of this constituency is going to be happy in a very short space of time.
They're going to be happy in a very short space of time indeed, Mr. Reno, because they will get rid of that individual as the MP. That is why they're going to be happy in a very short space of time. She had to go.
And she would have delivered on a promise I think she made to them.
Right. So, this is...
Now, we really ain't listening to you. Seriously, I'm not wasting my time with unintellectual people. Wasting my time. Not on my program. Move. Go into somebody else's program with your stupidness. Yeah? Well, folks, that is where we are at. That is what is taking place. Oh, Lord. You know, I just realized I didn't have the other number up. Yeah. But that is what is taking place. Yeah? That is what has been taking place. So when I've been telling you all, because you realize the Prime Minister is pushing this particular Reno thing. But I need to tell you all, tomorrow night we have to talk about some stuff that came up over the weekend. I was listening to the Bob report, and I did recognize one or two things that came across on the Bob report. We do have to speak about Woodford again. We do have to speak about the CBI again, and a certain aspect of the CBI, because I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to expand on it tomorrow night. I will not expand on it in the next 6 minutes that I have on air, but I'll expand on it tomorrow night's program. The government has spent, we are not sure, it could be as much as $100 million that they have spent on a certain aspect of the CBI. Not made, I'm talking about spend. That they would not have had to spend, and Grenada would probably have made that particular money. That information came out yesterday. And I recognize that a lot of people, you see, that's why I always say, if I had Linda Straker out there, yeah, man, Linda would have done pick up on that and deal with that already. But you don't have that sort of thing. And I'm not blaming the young journalists, because they're young journalists. They are just into this thing. I don't think any of them have been to journalism school. They are young journalists and they don't pick up on that. And the elder journalists, they are handcuffed within their part, whether it's GBN, wherever, they are handcuffed from discussing and going into certain issues. Yes, so they cannot go into certain issues as they may want to go into certain issues because they are handcuffed. And the younger ones, they don't know. So they don't know to listen to all these programs and so on, try to pick out some stuff out of it to utilize. They may listen to this program because I recognize that some of the stuff that we've been saying here has been finding its way into questions by some of these young journalists. And that's why I say I don't fault them. Yeah, they're new to this. I've been involved in journalism for roughly 30 years. Yeah, 30 I've been involved. That gives you an indication of my age. Which, by the way, on Thursday I'll be gaining another year. Gifts are accepted earlier. Yeah, birthday Thursday we accepting gifts early. So all you know what to do, whether all you send it, which way we accepting gifts for Thursday early. That is a special day. Right? That is a big one, you know. Taking a number day. Papa, I don't look like the number I taken. Let me just put it like that. I don't look nothing as the number that I taken. But I'm saying that tomorrow night it's going to be a very interesting discussion. I've already actually put my clips, everything together for tomorrow's program. tomorrow's night is going to be a very interesting discussion on that particular revelation that came out over the weekend regarding the CBI program and regarding something that government has done. And indeed, I will speak about it because I'm hoping that some journalists get the opportunity to question the relevant people in the government to find out that information of how much of your money was spent. They're trying their very best to keep it quiet. They don't want that one come out at all. They're trying their very, very, very best to keep that quiet. I think we have what would be our final call coming in. Let's take that call. Hello, good night. Hello. Hello, good night. Caller, you may have your phone on mute, but I'm not hearing you because I'm not hearing you. Check your device and make sure you're not on mute because I have you live here and we're not hearing you. Hello? Okay, that caller will have to call back. Hopefully they'll call back before before the time run out. Hopefully they will get the call back before the time run out. Yeah? So let's see. I think that's the same caller calling back. Hello, good night.
Good night, boss. How you doing? Good night.
Hey, I'm quite fine, man. You go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I just want to say good night to, each and everybody, Paradise, coming from, Tito. You understand? I just called to say tonight, last night was my lovely minister, Miss Skita Lewis. Well, today she birthday and like yesterday was the birthday party. And trust me, yesterday, so she behalf, I just called to say, thanks to each and everybody what come out and organize and cook up yesterday because yesterday morning I was up there. You understand? And everybody who come out last night, it was a blast. You understand? It was really nice. So this coming out from the minister. You understand? She just want to say thanks to each and everybody. And next one again before I go, I have a concern. Which I'm trying to find out, but I still can understand that, well, I'm from Paradise, and I a voter because I'm voting in Paradise preschool. That is right opposite, like the street, like going to for Lakabeki. And what I see going on there now, I see like, but I don't know, like if you like a voting poll. You understand? I don't know how they go. I see a building like very close to that voting poll. So what I understand, I'm not too sure, but I understand it's like an office. So I want to know like our office could like building so close because the land small. That is my concern.
What type of office?
Well, I don't get more details because I only hear that from like people on the street is the office, like one of the ministers in them office, and I find that building too close to that.
I have heard in the last 2 weeks, I did hear that there is some moving around, checking some of the polling stations and so on. And if it's a case that is a political office that's being placed there, the polling station would have to be relocated. Because it cannot be, it cannot be within 100 yards of the poll. You can't have that within 100 yards of the polling station.
That is my concern. That is my real concern. So I don't do a little more investigation to really see. But what I hear in my constituency in my village is like a minister officer going there, and I find it's a little bit salon, and the thing is really close. You're staying from one and stretch a hand or just send someone. I don't know.
Let us find out what is taking place, and then we'll deal with it accordingly. All right?
Please.
Let us find out the facts of what is taking place, because we don't want it to be that we hearing that and it's another story. Let's find out the facts and then we.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why I don't go into no bigger. I only, and that is my concern.
Okay.
So I need to sue.
You didn't say where to, so nobody can sue you.
And my
You didn't say the exact location. Nobody can sue you.
No, and my minister say, she will ready. You understand? And she said she all time out in the field, and she said thanks to each and everybody all time coming out. You understand? And outside there with her, thanks for the love And we were talking yesterday in the shop.
Bro, hold on. You had to cut this story short because we already passed 10 o'clock and my intention was to
Alright,
end at 10.
Mr. Shell, alright, have a good night and thanks.
Alright, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my intention was to end at 10 tonight, so I don't want to go too much further into the program tonight because I told you it's been a heavy day for me today. Yeah, a heavy day for me today. And I ain't feeling 100% myself, so I want to, yeah. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. Everything you say and do, tickets, do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to you and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out.